Good evening. You're watching The Last Word with me, Tanima Biswas. Now, politics over Shivaji statue has escalated in the state, with Ajit Pawar faction taking part in a silent protest over what they term as an insult to Shivaji Maharaj in Maharashtra. This, of course, comes on the heels, close on the heels of that of the Shivaji statue in Sindhudurg collapsing just a few days back. Now, the protests by Ajit Pawar faction are panned out across the state with basic demand that the Maharashtra government, of which the NCP is a part, work round the clock to rebuild the statue. The fact that an alliance partner is protesting against its own government, that too with state polls round the corner, is raising eyebrows. Here's what played out through the day today.
The row over Shivaji statue collapse taking a surprising turn, with Ajit Pawar faction leaders protesting against their own government.
हर एक महाराष्ट्र के या भारत के नागरिक के मन को वेदना देने वाली घटना है। इस घटना का हम निषेध करते हैं। यहाँ पॉलिटिकल पार्टी करके नहीं, लेकिन सबसे पहले हम एक नागरिक हैं।
This just days after this 35-foot statue of the Marathi icon collapsed at Sindhudurg. In his first reaction, Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde maintained the statue fell because of very strong winds.
शिवाजी महाराजांचा तळा जो आहे तो दुर्घटनाग्रस्त झाला आणि त्यासाठी काल एक महत्त्वाची बैठक आम्ही बोलावली होती आणि त्या बैठकीमध्ये उपमुख्यमंत्री देवेंद्रजी होते, त्याचबरोबर नेव्हीचे अधिकारी, वरिष्ठ अधिकारी होते आणि आपले सर्व अधिकारी होते. त्या बैठकीमध्ये सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचं म्हणजे एक 2 जॉईंट कमिटी आपण केल्या.
In fact, Ajit Pawar had also apologized for the statue's collapse at a rally in Latur, promising to hold silent protests across the state over the incident. There has been a lot of questions raised about the Shivaji statue collapse. A clear case of bad optics in an election year is also turning into alliance trouble for the Mahayuti. Meanwhile, the opposition has found this as a topical point to target the state government.
उनको पता है कि महाराष्ट्र की जनता बहुत आहत हुई है और उसकी चोट चुनाव में महायुति के नेताओं को सहन करनी पड़ेगी. अब उससे बचने के लिए कुछ लोग अपनी माफी मांग रहे हैं, कुछ लोग आंदोलन कर रहे हैं, मूक आंदोलन कर रहे हैं. किसके खिलाफ कर रहे हैं आंदोलन? हमारी मांग है कि किसी न किसी को नैतिक जिम्मेदारी स्वीकार करनी पड़ेगी.
Ajit Pawar is synonymous with fronting the unexpected in Maharashtra politics. From regretting fielding his wife from the Baramati seat against his cousin Supriya Sule, Sharad Pawar's daughter, to now a silent protest over the Shivaji statue collapse. Ajit Pawar plays his clan's Maratha card tactfully. And all this just months ahead of the state elections has once again raised eyebrows. Radhika Ramaswamy in Mumbai, Bureau Report, NDTV.
So what we are asking on the show today is, from statue collapse to cracks in the ruling alliance, is there Maha trouble for Mahayuti with elections just round the corner? Joining me on the show to discuss this further is Krishna Hegde, spokesperson for the Shiv Sena Shinde faction, of course, Anand Prakash Paranjpe, NCP spokesperson, Clyde Crasto, spokesperson for the NCP Sharad Pawar faction, Rohit Chandravarkar, senior journalist. Thank you all for joining me today, gentlemen. My first question is, in fact, to the NCP, Mr. Paranjpe. What is the reason behind this decision taken by your party? We've, of course, heard from some of the protesters who were part of that silent protest today. But if you could also tell our viewers once again as to why the NCP is protesting in a way against its own government.
We NCP, as a part of this Mahayuti, have a different stance on whatever happened in Sindhudurga, Malwan at Fort Rajkot. Yugapurush Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj statue
Shinde guy joined, Krishna?
Was fallen, and hence we categorically took a stance where our party national president himself apologized to the 13 crore people of Maharashtra for whatever has happened there with the falling of Yugapurush Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj statue. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is an emotional and sentimental issue for the people of Maharashtra. He is the pride of Maharashtra, a symbol of Swabhiman and Gaurav for Maharashtra. And whatever unfortunate thing happened there at Fort Rajkot, NCP took a stance of apologizing to the people of Maharashtra.
Right, but then, you know, this is of course something which will be considered bad optics just ahead of the Maharashtra elections. Are you not worried about that?
In a coalition government, in a Mahayuti, there are no cracks. NCP as a political party has taken a stance on this particular issue, but I don't think it will affect the Mahayuti in the coming Vidhan Sabha election.
I am also hoping to be joined by Mr. Krishna Hegde to actually take the questions forward to him, because it's very important whether they also think the same as their party alliance. But before that, let me bring in Clyde Crasto. You know, while, okay, we will try and get to Clyde Crasto as well, but I believe Krishna Hegde has in fact joined us. Yes. Mr. Hegde, you know, you heard from your party alliance, your alliance partner over there. And they are in fact saying that they are protesting as citizens, that it's very important for them to actually, you know, in a way show the fact that they are upset that such a thing has taken place. But are you not concerned about the fact that this kind of a protest happening just with elections just around the corner is going to send out very mixed signals to the voter?
No, I don't think so at all. And I agree with Anand Paranjpegi, what he said. See, the entire leadership and the cadre of the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Shiv Sena and the NCP, we are all anguished and grieved as to what has happened. And Shivaji Maharaj for us, like he said, is a god, is revered by all, respected by all, he's a hero for all, he's a great, you know, Maratha warrior, you know, an icon of Hindutva also. And, you know, such a mishap happening, we don't want to blame anyone on it. But I think the entire state, the entire country and all Shivaji devotees are all anguished. And therefore, Ajit Dada has clearly said that he has apologized to the state. We are also very anguished by what happened. And therefore, I think it's a matter of emotion for all of us. Not, you know, there are no cracks within the Mahayuti, and all three of us are united. We all three have also decided that we'll form a joint technical committee led by the Indian Navy with technical experts and representatives of all three parties. Who will oversee the statue, the new statue, a magnificent...
Sorry to interrupt you there. But if all of you are united, then, you know, I mean, what is the need for a protest? You can just discuss it amongst yourselves. There's no need for a public show, right?
No, it is an emotion more than a public show or a protest. I think it's an emotion, and everyone is, you know, can display their emotions. You know, it's a democratic country, and I think if they are anguished, we are equally or more anguished than them as well. And I think there are no cracks at all, as you have been saying. It's that we formed a technical committee led by everybody, and all representatives of all the three parties will be there, and we will build a more magnificent, you know, more glorious statue for our great leader.
Okay, let me bring in the others now into the discussion. Clyde Crasto of the NCP Sharad Pawar faction. Now, while the MVA and the opposition has been targeting Maharashtra government over this issue ever since it's come to the forefront as yet another instance of corruption in the state. Now, how do you see this protest by the Ajit Pawar faction? Do you think it's a distraction tool, or is it a political move by Ajit Pawar once again?
Firstly, I'd like to tell you that I keep hearing this Shinde group spokesperson saying that it was a mishap. This is not a mishap. This is a clear case of corruption where they gave a contract to a person who has no experience in building statues and is also known to be a friend of one of their leaders. I mean, this is the reports that we are getting. I mean, I cannot corroborate on that one, but I'm just saying what I heard. But the fact is, you give it to somebody who's inexperienced, you can't call it a mishap. It's an absolute case of corruption, and therefore the whole statue collapsed. I mean, it's an insult to everybody who reveres Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and it's an insult to him. Therefore, it's an insult to the people of Maharashtra. I could not hear my friend Anand Paranjpegi. I've been happy to see him on air after a long time. I haven't met him since he left us. But the fact of the matter is, it's good to see them protesting. Finally, it looks like the conscience is speaking. But the fact is, they have to say it openly, bring it out in the open, and at least speak whether there's corruption or not. Because if they do not speak about this corruption and you do not speak about how an inexperienced person was given this whole contract to make a statue, then the people of Maharashtra will think that they are doing just a drama. So the fact is, it's good to see them protesting because their conscience is still alive. That makes us feel happy. But this is nothing but a clear case of corruption, and that's why the statue has collapsed. And I think in times to come, the people of Maharashtra will give the whole BJP-led Mahayuti a perfectly befitting reply. And also let me tell you one thing. The cracks are being seen in this whole Mahayuti because even the cadre from the BJP, the cadre from the Shinde Sena, they all are talking against the Ajit Paar group. They were the ones who called Ajit Paar ji corrupt.
Okay.
I as a spokesperson was defending him all my life.
All right,
So
all right.
after calling him corrupt,
I will
you're
have
going
to
take
give
them in and now, wanting him to go out.
Right, I will.
It just shows that there are cracks.
Your point has been made, Clyde Cresto. I'll have to give time to Krishna Hegre to come in with a quick rebuttal on this before I go to Rohit. Yes, Mr. Hegre.
These people have been, making allegations till the first day. From the government have come. They submitted no proof. They were known as the Maha Vasuli Agadi. They should take 100 crores a month from ladies' bars. They planted the bombs below industrialist houses. They did a 6,000 crore COVID scam, and we don't want a certificate from these people. They were riled in corruption even in Mumbai Municipal Corporation. These people, made out of 40,000 crores budget every year. They cannot make Mumbai roads pothole free, and let them not give us a certificate on corruption. We don't need their certificate at least.
Okay.
This statue was commissioned at the cost of 2.5 crores,
10 seconds to
and it was
reply
commissioned by the Indian Navy and inaugurated
Clyde
on
Cresto
the
will
Navy
come
Day.
back to you,
So
yes.
these guys should know their facts before they speak and not make baseless allegations.
No, I need to rebut. No, somebody is accusing me. I need to give a chance to answer.
30 seconds before I go to, because we don't want to lose focus of what we are discussing here today. 30 seconds to you, Clyde Cresto. I know there are allegations going to fly from both sides, but we don't want to lose focus.
Then the Shinde Sena spokesperson should have understood that we don't want to lose focus. I mean, they are talking about Vasuli Sarkar and all. The courts have given everything. The point is the Shinde Sena spokesperson, they think they are holier than thou. But the thing is, they fall flat on their face. And just one line I want to say, because these holier than thou people have no face to show the people of Maharashtra, therefore the people are showing them their place. In the 30 years that they are accusing of the Shiv Sena of corruption in the BMC, for 25 years BJP and their own leader, Mr. Eknath Shinde, was part of the whole team. So if they are accusing Mr. Eknath Shinde of corruption, then so be it.
Okay, this cannot, all right. This cannot be two voices on the show only. We'll come back to both of you later.
You are holier than thou. Keep your facts to yourself.
Bringing in Rohit Chandravarkar now. Rohit, I'm sorry, please give other people also a chance on this show to speak. Rohit Chandravarkar, considering we've seen Ajit Pawar fronting the unexpected in Maharashtra politics several times now over the years, do you think this time around the Mahayuti once again has any reasons to worry? Or was this, expected?
Tanima, what everybody can see in Maharashtra right now is, this incident has really, unfortunate incident that happened at Malwan has really shocked everybody, saddened the public. That was the first reaction. And then from day two, it has converted into public anger kind of a thing, which you can see on social media and other platforms, even in regional media, etc. After that, what I can see in the government of Maharashtra is a clear, disconnect with each other. That much I can say. I will not say that there are cracks in the Mahayuti. No, there are not cracks in Mahayuti. Let's not go overboard with this kind of a term. But what you can see is there is definitely miscommunication. And the reason I'm saying this is that you see different kind of reactions coming from different leaders of Mahayuti. On day one, Eknath Shinde's reaction, Chief Minister's reaction was this statue was built by the Navy, indicating that it was Navy's responsibility that it came down or whatever happened there. On the same day or the next day, Ajit Pawar, who's another face of Mahayuti, his reaction was, we are very sorry, and he publicly apologized at Hingoli during a rally. Elaborate apology was issued by him in front of media and in front of the public. So his reaction was totally different from that of Eknath Shinde. Third face of this Mahayuti, Devendra Fadnavis, he also gave a totally different reaction. He said that this is a sad thing, but it should not be politicized. That was his reaction. So instead of all three leaders of the Mahayuti, all three faces of the Mahayuti speaking in one voice, giving one reaction as the government to this incident that happened, you saw three leaders saying three different things, okay? So my point is there is clear miscommunication between the three parties or three leaders of Mahayuti. That much we can say for sure. Cracks may not be there, but miscommunication is there. Point number one. Point number two is that, you know, most leaders, whether it was the Badlapur incident earlier or this incident, totally different types of incidents, I agree with that. But the political reaction from the ruling party leaders is same, which is saying that don't politicize this. Now, in today's society, Tanima, everything, what is there that is not politicized? I've been saying this on various social media platforms, OTT platforms, regional TV, etc. last 2-3 days, even after the Badlapur incident. How can any leader, any chief minister, deputy chief minister, anybody say, anybody tell people not to politicize this? Because everything is politicized. Bollywood is politicized, food habits, culture, language, everything we do, the naming of roads, renaming of roads, building of bridges, whom to give, what name to give that bridges. Everything in our society is politicized. After that, when you have elections coming up just 2 months from now, how can you expect the opposition parties or even the public not to give a political reaction to these kinds of incidents? So obviously it is getting politicized. Once it gets politicized, the reactions become very firm, very aggressive from both sides, and different kinds of defenses or allegations, counter allegations start happening, which is what you see right now happening. And then what happens is, there is no conclusion, there is only blame game, and there is no logical conclusion to, who's exactly responsible for this and what action is being taken, etc. That kind of chaos we are seeing, and that is mainly because of, elections coming up and this issue kind of going out of control in terms of media discussion and all of that. That is the status that right now you can see, Tanima.
Right. Rohit, thanks for that comprehensive analysis, and very important point that you said over there, that even though, cracks may be going a little too far, but there is lack of, one voice as far as the Mahayuti is concerned on multiple issues, and this being the latest. I would want to take in reactions to that from both Mr. Hegre, but first from the NCP spokesperson there, Mr. Paranjpe, what do you have to say about this? That there seems to be some sort of a, lack of unison within the allies in Mahayuti, and that could cost you in the elections as well.
Neither there are cracks in the Mahayuti, neither there is any miscommunication. All the three leaders of Mahayuti are on the same page. Today, the Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Eknath Shinde, said in his statement that he is ready to apologize 100 times for this unfortunate
But your leader has already apologized.
My leader has already apologized. And the other Deputy CM, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, who holds the Home Department, has already set the thing rolling. FIRs have been there against the sculpture, against the consultant, and a thorough technical team will be doing the inquiry. Maharashtra Mahayuti government is very much sensitive towards this issue, and all the three leaders of Mahayuti are on the same page. Neither there are cracks, neither there is miscommunication in the Mahayuti.
Right. Mr. Hegre, at the cost of hearing the same words, but I would want to give you, a chance as well. But the point is that, the fact that there are these protests being held, the fact that Ajit Pawar has actually apologized before Eknath Shinde, these things will be perceived in a certain way, whether you like it or not. You may come on the show over here and both of you may, in a way reiterate the same words. But, especially during the Lok Sabha elections, if you saw, there were a lot of people who we spoke to as well, even in the run-up to the elections. They said they were a bit disappointed by the way the politics was, taking place in the state. And especially with this, the kind of churn that they have seen recently. And this seems to be one of the fallout of that. In fact, a lot of people would also comment saying that this is a result of unnatural alliance, that criticism that you actually level against the MVA. Wouldn't this be the same case? It seems to be the case, that is, and this is an aftermath or a repercussion of that, that this is an unnatural alliance within the Mahayuti.
Parima, not at all. Like Devendra Fadnavis ji had earlier said, Shiv Sena and BJP are together since 1987, and our understanding with the NCP is a arithmetic, solution. And over the years, we will also work in tandem. That will also be a natural alliance. That's the second thing is since the last 2.5 years, everyone is working together. We are bringing out several government schemes. We are on the same page, whether it's a Lake Ladli, whether it's the Vayoshri Yojana, whether it is a subsidy for farmers, whether it's free electricity for farmers, free travel for women, Ladli Behna Yojana, which is a game changer again, just before the elections. All the schemes are worked together in tandem with all the three leaders and the cadre, and therefore we are in one voice, one common minimum program, and our destination is work for the people of Maharashtra. Now people want to, exaggerate things and say that we are not together or there is corruption. I firmly do not agree with this because we are working for the people. We know what it was called earlier, the Maha Vasuli Agadi, and everyone knows that that was a government which did not work. We are a government which works 24/7 for the people. All our chief minister and deputy chief ministers are working face to face, and that was a government which worked, on Facebook Live. And these words are not ours, but their own ally Sharad Pawar Sahab has written in his book Lok Maze Sangati about the tenure of Uddhav Thackeray ji's regime or rule in Maharashtra. And therefore, we will continue, let them say whatever they want to say. We will continue to work for the people of Maharashtra, and we'll go and take their blessings again in the coming months. And I'm sure the Mahayuti will win again. And again, our leaders and our cadre, will work for the people of Maharashtra even after the elections.
All right. Clyde Crasto, coming across to you now. And stepping away from this particular incident for a bit, if I may, how do you perceive these, series of actions taking, which is in fact being fronted by Ajit Pawar? We've seen him, the repenting or the regretful comment, the fact that he expressed regret about the Baramati elections, the fact that he had fielded, family members against each other. He expressed regret on that. Now, in this case also that we are seeing, is this an example, and since you've, worked with him closely, is this also an example of him being very unshaky, not being able to don the mantle of the NCP chief from Sharad Pawar? He's always been in the shadows of his uncle there. And, I would want to know your views on this as well, being a former colleague of sorts of Ajit Pawar. How do you perceive this, especially keeping in mind that all these things are taking place in between that interesting interim between the Lok Sabha elections and the Maharashtra state elections?
See, Tanima, I'm going to be very candid, okay? I mean, Anand knows me very well. Anand Paranjpe is an old colleague of mine. He knows me very well. I speak the way it is supposed to be spoken. Now you ask me about Ajit Pawarji. The Ajit Dada that I know is a hard-working, impeccable, erudite, a very good politician. And he's worked for the people. He's gone away. There's no chance of us coming back together. We are not going to be together. So if I'm going to say something good about him, I'm only saying it from a perspective that I've experienced him. I hope where he's happy, be successful. We wish him all the luck. But the fact of the matter is, people who accused him, people who kept accusing him, called him corrupt, have taken him with them, and they've tried to use him. The RSS mouthpiece has said that, why did you take Ajit Pawar? The cadre of the BJP are saying, why do you take Ajit Pawar? There are talks among the cadre of the BJP and the Shinde Sena, why you've taken Ajit Pawar. I am telling you, in times of come, they can claim that there are cracks, which are not, there. There are cracks that, people are making out to be. But let me tell you one thing. The Bharatiya Janata Party and the Shinde Sena are going to give Ajit Dada a raw end, end of the rope that is not going to help him anywhere. So the fact of the matter is, like Rohit, he summed it up very well. All three people have different things to say. There's no, sort of unity among them. Each one is making their own statements. Shinde Sena spokesperson are saying that, oh, we are nationalists, therefore we will not build the Navy. But the CM of Maharashtra, Mr. Eknath Shinde himself has said that it's the onus is on Navy. They built the statue, whereas it was the PWD also involved. So my take is that I feel that Ajit Dada is going to get a bad deal at the end of it all. They're trying to use him, they're using him. The people of Maharashtra has answered in the Lok Sabha election who the real NCP is, who the real Shiv Sena is. And you know what, I mean, the BJP and the Shinde Sena people are masters in fakery. They can say what they want to say.
Okay, we'll not get into that now. Clyde Craster, you've made your point. I'll have to give the last word. I'll have to give the last word to Rohit.
One last thing.
10 seconds.
One last thing. Let me finish. Yeah, 10 seconds only. And I hope they all stay together, all three. Because you know what? It's fun to have an opposition. So let them stay together.
Okay.
And that's the only way we can prove to the
Okay,
Maharashtra
all right. I'll have to give the last word to Rohit. All right, Rohit. No, please. Rohit, how do you see the Shivaji statue collapse playing out in the run-up to the Maharashtra elections? You have 1 minute to make your point. Rohit, if you can hear me.
No, I think the frame, I think I had an internet problem or something. But
all right, so I was basically asking you, how do you think the Shivaji statue collapse, is that going to have any sort of a repercussion in the run-up to the Maharashtra elections?
Yeah. You saw these Ajit Pawar party workers, activists protesting Tanima today. And that is, I think, one of the main things that we are discussing, right? Why are they doing? So I think most of the political parties have realized that this is going to damage the image of the government to some extent, and it's going to make a huge impact in the elections. So what you see Ajit Pawar's NCP doing is, kind of trying to hunt with the hounds and run with the hare. Do both things at the same time. Show the public that they are protesting against what happened, but who are they protesting against? Like what Prithviraj Chauhan asked. So it's becoming a complicated thing. One defense is, don't politicize this, etc. But I think it's going to leave some impact, political impact, and it's only a matter of time. I mean, the delay in elections may help them a little bit, but there is going to be some kind of impact. For sure.
Right, Rohit, thank you so much. I'm really sorry to interrupt you there, and thank you to all my guests who have joined me on the show today. Unfortunately, we have completely run out of time.